In my time in the agency space and the agency consulting space, I've really noticed one thing that almost all, like probably 95% of agency owners don't do, or if they do, actually do it, they do it wrong, right? So before we get into that, if you don't know me, I'm Matt. I made an agency and now I do coaching, basically teaching people what I did with that agency and also what I still do now with the coaching. And all we basically do is help people get snack every month. But back to what I was saying is there's one thing that basically everybody should be doing and could be doing a lot better. And that thing is content, right? And what I mean by that is inbound, right? So getting leads and getting appointments from content, right? So maybe you post a video like this with the link in the bio, in the description, and some books are cool. Or you send out a freebie on Instagram and people reply with a word, like I'm sure if you went to Charlie Morgan or Joe Kaplan to Instagram, you can see they send out a freebie, everybody replies with the word dates or appointments or whatever, and then they go and they give them the freebie and then they pitch them to book a call, right? That whole kind of inbound system is something that really is not being used whatsoever by the majority of agency owners. And so I've got some notes here. So before we get into, first of all, how to start doing it, exponentialism and like how to actually make it work, and why like it's better than outbound long term, the first thing that we really need to talk about is the fear of judgment, right? So I mean, I'm sure there's tons of reasons why most people don't. The reason the majority of people don't do content is because they have this fear of judgment, right? They're in high school, they're in uni, they have a job, whatever, or maybe it's the family. They don't want other people seeing them like with their YouTube channel, right? So the first thing that you need to do is completely overcome that fear of judgment. And good news is it's entirely possible, right? And I know that because I did it, right? I probably used to be a person with the biggest fear of judgment, right? And now I've come to a point where I kind of see it as funny and it's not that deep whatsoever for me. What you need to understand is judgment is a mirror, right? So the only reason you're scared of judgment is because you judge other people. Straight away, after me saying that, your ego might flare off. You might think, no, I'm not a judgmental person at all, but I'm still scared of judgment, right? That's not how it works. The only reason that you're scared of judging someone is because if they were doing what you're doing, you would judge them, right? So to give you an example, in I think year 7 or year 8 when I was in high school, a kid in my class made a YouTube channel and it was like his name Vlogs. And with that channel, like he was posting, it's been pretty consistent, and there's like Casey Neistat style vlogs, and basically me and probably 5 out of 10 kids absolutely rinsed him for it and just took the piss out of him, and he ended up like not coming to school for 3 days, and he ended up deleting the channel, right? So that kind of definitely sparked the judgment thing, right? Because that shows that I would judge somebody doing what I'm doing right now, right? And so then when people like that I look up to told me, okay, you should probably start posting content, I immediately got that resistance because I was so scared of that fear of judgment. When I kind of understood this, and understood that this is the key thing, judgment is a mirror, right? That's kind of the main takeaway from this, is that judgment is a mirror. When I understood that, I just kind of learned how to completely not judge anybody whatsoever. So for example, like if I see somebody, like I go to this place in Sydney called Chatswood often Chatswood preachers, like preachers for Christianity, for Jesus. If maybe when I used to go there, I would judge them, right? But now if I can be absolutely non-judgmental and see it as a positive, good thing and see where they're coming from, and really for anything else, for people making YouTube videos, for people posting on TikTok, really everything that's possible to judge people on, I try not to judge them on, right? And because of that, now that mirror is not there, right? So a perfect example of this is basically every day, my kind of routine is I wake up, I work, and then I go to the gym, and then after the gym, I have a post-workout meal at a restaurant like next to my gym. And I was there 1 or 2 weeks ago, and some guy who was friends from somebody from my old school came up and was like, "Yo, bro, love YouTube videos." Obviously, I was just like taking the piss, right? And so in that situation, the old me, who was absolutely terrified of judgment, would have been like super scared and nervous and probably went home and just deleted the YouTube channel, right? But in that situation, nothing happened. It was just like a funny situation, right? And the whole reason that I would like take that so well, it's not like a big situation at all, right? But the reason I'm talking about it is the whole reason I was able to take that so well is because over time, I've really eliminated my fear of judgment. And as I said, the way that I eliminated my fear of judgment was by not judging other people, right? So that's the first thing, that's how to overcome the fear of judgment, right? Then we have how to start, right? So how do you actually start inbound? So now we know, okay, well, the main reason that people don't do it is because they're scared, right? So if you can overcome the fear of judgment, how do we actually start? Like, what's like, just turn off your brain, tell me, how can I start doing this, right? So what I'll do is, if you can, in the description, there'll be like the sales school link, then there's a link to the free community, and there's a link to my Instagram. So you can either join the free community or like just follow and DM me on Instagram. DM me the word content calendar, and I'll send you like a structure for a content calendar, right? Or alternatively, what we could just do is I'll make a school community post about it, right? So you can join the free school community, and in there, like, I'll make a post about it, and I'll say like, comment content calendar if you want it, like make a whole freebie for it, and you can comment content calendar, and I'll send it to you in school DMs, right? So that content calendar, it's like a big Google sheet. I'll put up a picture of it on screen now. It's honestly very simple. It just kind of shows you what you need to be doing, right? So to everyone that I send that content calendar to, I'll send you a Loom video kind of explaining how you should be doing it and what like the rules are for it, right? So with that, basically immediately you can get started with content, right? So I want to make that very, very easy for you. I want to kind of lower the barrier to entry as much as possible for you to actually get started. That's step 2. How to actually start right now. And then step 3 is I'm going to give you a quick warning, right? That content is exponential and content is a long-term play, right? So let's take 2 examples, right? Outbound and inbound, right? So outbound, today I could do 200 cold calls and book 4 meetings, right? And so today I get, it's like a linear, right? If I do 100, I book 2. If I do 200, I book 4. If I do 300, I book 6, right? There's like a clear input, output kind of like feedback loop there, right? With inbound, it's going to be a bit different. With inbound, it's exponential, right? So I could do 10, so let's say you're just starting a channel, right? And honestly, I consider myself like kind of just starting my channel, because over like the past however long I've been doing it, I haven't like gotten that many results, and I think that I'm to blame for that because I haven't been looking at it the right way, right? So let's say that with your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your TikTok, whatever you're using for your content, let's say you put in 10 hours of work today, right? There's a good chance that that's going to result in 0 appointments, right? Whereas if you did 10 hours of work on your cold calling today, you can get 5-6 appointments, right? So right now, like, outbound is going to be better, right? But inbound, so you do 10 hours today, nothing. 10 hours tomorrow, nothing. 10 hours tomorrow, nothing, right? But the thing is, that's kind of get to a point where it starts to curve upwards, right? And you start to get 1 appointment, 2 appointments, 4 appointments, 8 appointments, right? And the cool thing with inbound is that it's, as I said, it's exponential, right? So you need to think of inbound not in a 1 day or a 1 week or even a 1 year time horizon. You want to be thinking of inbound in a 5, 10, 20 year time horizon, right? It's really the best decision that you can make is to start posting specifically probably on YouTube, but also, making TikToks, like LinkedIn posts, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff, right? Inbound is, as I said, maybe you work on it 10 hours today and you get nothing, right? But in 3-4 years from now, it might be that you need to record for 1 hour or 2 hours every 2 weeks, and then your team handles the rest, and you book 100 appointments per month from inbound. And if you do the maths at that point, you're making like something like $50,000 an hour of like work on inbound, right? So short term to book meetings, outbound you're going to book more volume of meetings. This is the reason why people aren't doing this, right? It's because they can't see cause from effect. They can't see that inbound is this great thing long term because of the time delay between like starting inbound and getting these crazy results, right? With outbound, you can get crazy results pretty immediately, but it's linear, right? So every day, if you have a 2% ABR, every day, if you want to book for appointments, you have to do the 200 cold calls. That's fine, right? But long term, we want to have a higher leverage system. And the way to do that is inbound, right? So start posting now. You get that content calendar that I was talking about, so you can DM me on IG, or you can just go to my school community and it'll be there. You just have to comment something or something like that, right? And start doing it now. Because as I said, outbound, you can start getting appointments straight away. But inbound, it's going to be a slow, exponential, gradual curve over a long period of time, right? But when it gets up to here, that's when when it rains, it pours. You're going to be booking 10, 20 meetings per day with inbound, and that might be in a few years' time, right? But it's like bodybuilding. Like the time is going to pass anyway, right? Even if you don't see immediate results, the time is going to pass anyway, and overall it's going to be a really good thing for you to do. So why wouldn't you do it? So I hope this has helped you. If this has, please do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, so you can get more videos similar to this, and especially this kind of new unedited, or slightly edited but more raw format of videos. If you like that, then subscribe, comment, let me know so that I can keep doing more of them. And if you are an early stage marketing agency owner, so obviously early stage meaning you're between 0 and 5K per month, there's a link in the description. Thank you to a VSL trying to book you on a sales call with me, and no pressure of course, but obviously if you would be interested in something like that, there's a link right there. And one more thing before we end this, it's not pitching anything like that, it's actually really important. I just want you to think about it for a second, right? How long is this video? It's probably like 10 minutes, right? If you've managed to stick around to the end of a 10-minute video where there's not a lot of like fancy editing, it really is just me talking, then that immediately shows that you have a top 1% attention span, right? And so with all the analysis paralysis and shiny object syndrome going to this thing, to this thing, to this thing, to this thing that most people have, that really shows that, like, you know, you're on the right track, right? You have a high enough attention span where you can watch a full video like this, right? So that really shows me that you're doing the right thing. That's part of the reason why I'm waiting to pitch at the end, right? Because I don't want any of the shiny objectives in booking sales calls, right? So that's been everything for this one, and I'll see you in the next one, right? Bye-bye.